Now we have the dark horse, or I like to call the secret horse of this tournament apparently. Aegis Flames from Brazil yesterday making big waves. Up against Insomnia, one of the big favorites of the entire tournament, the current ACL champions. As we have Charizard, Hooper, Leafeon, Mammoth for an Aegis Slash, up against Buzzwole, Mewtwo, Psyduck, Aegis, and Venusaur. Aegis, Venusaur for the side of Insomnia. Let's go, guys. Second best of 3 out of 10 matchups today. It's only been 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let's go. We know a second series.
I do want to have a quick mention.
Can we get it done?
Top lane for Insomnia
Aegis Flames.
A nightmare for Aegis
the big surprise team so far.
Is that going to be a Buzzwole? You also have an Aegis that's going to be poking you left, right, and center.
That's going to be interesting to see. Insomnia, of course, big favorite after winning ACL. I don't think anyone expected them to ever win ACL. So, yeah.
This is a really cool, good call from
and Aegis Flames yesterday beating Onyx Rise. So this team from Brazil yesterday beat Zeta Division and Onyx Rise. And Onyx Rise was 3rd place at the last year's World Championship. So they beat 2 insane teams. Zeta and the 3rd place from last year's World Championship. And now they have to play against Insomnia. Their schedule is crazy. They played 3 top teams in a row now. Mental.
They are managing to get these Pokemon to evolve. We have a Charmeleon.
They face ACL winners from this year, ACL winners from last year, and 3rd place in the World Championship. All one after another, while some teams get to play North American and European teams. Or OCE. Oh man. But Reject lost? Reject lost? Guys, we're getting currently information in. Reject has lost in the top 16 against Santos Laguna from Mexico. News are coming in. Reject is out of the World Championship.
They are going to be moving into full experience farming.
Reject is out of the Japanese 1st place team. Wait, didn't Overlord say yesterday? Oh no. There was beef between Reject and AG. The Reject guy was like 2-0 GG's to Overlord or something, BMing him. And then Overlord said, this was your last win at this World Championship. And now they lost to Mexico. He said this will be their last win of this World Championship. And they instantly lose in the top 16. Oh my god, that is... That player from Reject might not want to go to Twitter for a while.
It ended up being, but that does push them back into the lead at 138 to 86.
Enjoy your last win, literally. Look at this.
It's level 8. It is basically ready to go. And I really
oh my
fear
god.
now for Aegis Flames, because just looking at the Pokemon available in their composition, they
oh
don't
my
really
goodness.
have anyone that can pop a Petal Dance Venusaur. One of the ways teams typically deal with this, if it's Petal Dance, is that you need a lot of burst damage to basically one-hit KO this Pokemon. Now, Aegis Flames,
that's
they
crazy.
have a lot of sustain, they've got damage, but it's not something that's going to be able to pop a Venusaur. So
I should lock into this game, but I'm kind of locked in right now. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm so locked out because I know the last 2 minutes is what matters. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna lock in now again. Slime on the Pedals Venusaur. Okay, Aegis Slash goes down from Aegis Flames. Ooh, Leafing goes in. Oh, Penitence! Slime running through. The bracket Reject is 1-0. Wait, so what is going on now? Let me see. 1 second.
Yeah, we're starting to get that ball rolling.
Let me just make sure we are confirmed right here. Nope, they're out. Yeah, Reject lost.
And that is really going to hinder the maneuverability
nope, Reject lost.
that we're relying on from that hyperspace hole of the Hooper. They no longer can teleport as quickly there closer to those objectives. And you can just see how scared Aegis Flames is to move around the map as well. They're doing their best to collect experience from wild Pokemon, but the moment they get a little bit too close to Insomnia, you can really tell that they just don't want to have anything to do with the enemy team. Just collect that experience and basically survive up until that late game. But is Insomnia going to really let them do that? Because you see Slime here, you know, he's challenging Mets, and his health does go down to half, but unfortunately the Aegis Slash, he's run out of damage, he misses
just running away. Shows that
now
yeah.
he is going to be chased, slowly whittled down. The rest of the team, though, battling out.
Mexico has always been good at this game for sure. But Reject dropping to them to 0 is crazy.
There, but at the cost of what? Aegis Flames losing half their team themselves.
Yeah, there's just fights
no level 9 yet.
And center here as we have another member of Aegis Flames getting knocked on down. Buzzwell with that 3 KO streak, picking up.
Someone is laughing. Insomnia, they're laughing.
So definitely taking that point lead and that level lead, because Venusaur is now
at
level 12 as we've just reached
the full Japanese semi-final dream is dead.
Some people might just say he's only one level ahead of
I'm happy that doesn't happen.
This is
there would have been not, yeah, but it's dead.
You cannot afford
the
to
four Japanese semi-final.
Literally run away with this game because of it, just how incredibly tanky and how much of a nuisance this Pokemon is, especially once it has access to both of its plus moves. It heals so much.
I'm a Japanese. No, I'm not a
Japanese
hater.
Well. There's very little on the side of Aegis Flames that you can really do against the Venusaur, unless you basically 5 versus 1. This Mamo forced to use its Unite move, otherwise it was going to get picked off. We do have the Reggie Alecki moving in that top lane, and it's going to be a 1-for-1, so they do get that Venusaur. Huge pickoff, especially being a level 12 Pokemon. Mistakes being made.
I think that is the answer. Try and catch that Venusaur all.
But they're all doing the Mewtwo White tech, all of them.
Otherwise, we do have a collapse towards this tier 2.
But 2
members of Insomnia are here to defend. Matties isn't giving up. They're going to dive on in, try to slash them down. Are they going to be successful?
All these abusers, man.
Now Reggie Alecki is able to be dealt with. But
what's Mewtwo White tech? Apparently, if you side strike teleport, you can get basic attacks out after your teleports.
And we already see the Leafeon
or before your teleports. But you can basic attack while side striking.
Thanks to the Hooper, they are able to keep Slime in
I had no idea this was a
so
thing until before this.
Could have been much worse there.
Is that a bug?
No idea, man. They do walk out with the rest of their team. It's not over yet though, Kels. This game is still close enough for Aegis Flames to be able to still have that victory within grasp. But it does come down to these next couple of fights here. Is it a case of them just basically avoiding fights and waiting for that Rayquaza? Or can they maybe pull off a cheeky play? Can they maybe go for a pickoff here and just try to take over the game? It's going to be 2 versus 4, unfortunately, as the Mamoswine does get caught out. Armthrust trying to lead them away from that bottom goal zone. He will go down, but now they have to deal with 5 players.
Yeah, this seems to be Insomnia's strat here. Just stick together.
Reject us out. Reject us out.
By that pedal dance, rely on that stun from Luna on that Mewtwo, and even that hindrance and displacement.
Lost 2-0 against the first seed Mexican team.
But we do have 10 seconds left until this basement Reggie does spawn. 4 members of Insomnia are ready to go. Aegis Flames, it looks like they're pivoting towards that top half for the Reggie Alecki instead.
What's this Reggie going to be? It's just the Reggie. So I think if you're Aegis Flames, you have
Reggie is still good.
Extremely lucky, because if that was the Reggie Rock or Reggie
Do you see the black screen? I saw it.
Might have just tilted this game too much in favor of Insomnia. The Reggie Alecki has been picked off though. It is going to start waltzing in that top lane, so maybe
it was worse yesterday, the quality. It has improved a bit.
Insomnia's players to have to deal with this.
Like this spectator's fine. The spectating mode is fine. The other one is scuffed still a bit.
I don't know. A big wraparound from Insomnia. Aegis Flames can't afford to
one of the spectators is better than the other one. I don't get it.
About the answers that they could do. The
Aegis Flames is ahead in points.
Reggie Alecki going into the goal, allowing Leafeon
Ray out to 26k. Someone is poking Ray. Oh, they're gonna get to the Aegis Slash. He can't do anything right now. Oh, he's still alive somehow. He's healing. Oh, he's dead. Right side, Mewtwo goes down though. Hooper goes down.
On the side, also getting caught out. The Hooper
who's alive for Aegis Flames? Leafeon.
Aegis Flames, the chase though continues. A massive ball of Insomnia.
This Penance Venusaur is hard to deal with. Smack.
Leafeon maybe trying to see, is there a target that they can go for that Unite move?
Leafeon has Unite. Just gotta try and go for Ray at this point. I guess you have no other choice.
Doesn't even have access to the Unite move.
They still ahead in points, so they just buy time.
It's just chip away.
Aegis Slash is almost back, but Leafeon gets Ray. Leafeon gets it.
What? Being able to steal that away from Insomnia. Now 4 members are
oh
down.
My. Latam about to send Japan home. Or what?
Is not able to stop every single one of them.
My.
Down the lead 351 to 190 points.
And Aegis Flames take the first game against Insomnia. Insomnia is about to be out of the tournament and they pick Gengar. They pick Gengar. Suicune, Aegis, Blaziken, Gengar, Mew against Charizard, Buzzwole, Hooper, Mamoswine, and a last pick on Cerulege. I actually like Cerulege. Maybe it could be played more often. Slime bringing out Hex Gengar on their last live.
There was a time and play.
Yeah, Slime, he played Venusaur into Gengar. What is he cooking?
Now suddenly have to make a huge adjustment just because this Pokemon
Where's the Zoroark?
hit the field.
Play Night Slip. Where's this Night Slip Zoroark or something, you know?
No,
he plays Gengar now. But which kind of Gengar?
It is not a laning Mew.
No, central lane Mew, they looks like they're only going to take.
They're not going early jungle. Slime on top lane.
As we pivot up to the top half, it is a lane Ghastly.
4 people bot lane.
Very odd, I think, as some people would say. But I mean,
what are we doing?
By himself, so he's just going to try and soak up as much experience as possible. I am keen to see what is the goal here for S-Slime. Like, is he going to be running around trying to go?
Okay, I mean, sure. Wait, I mean, it's just to give Blaziken stacks early on, right? If he had stacks. It's fine.
Battles, or in the case of Insomnia, it will be 4 versus 5. Because unfortunately,
this is just some Japanese early game special.
Not a Pokemon that thrives in those big team fights. You kind of want to be on the edge and just sort of harass that one person who is a little bit too far from their teammates.
Well, one thing they are
running is
bad? Special attack specs, so they need to try and get those online first. But we do have
and slash down.
On out as 4 members of Insomnia
nice place kick.
Looking to push this bottom pad. Charmander ends up getting knocked out, leaving it
Slime on bot now.
Insomnia to go and empty out all their pockets.
3 meter.
Those stacks
it's Hex. Okay.
I do like that they rotated the Haunted
I was scared he's going to play some 3 meter Shadow Ball thing in tournament.
At
least it's Hex. At least it's Hex.
But I do think
that's
we're
good.
going to be going back to our lane rotation.
It's going to be Hex Ball.
In that top lane, though, so they do
yes, said someone played Hex Ball because he misclicked.
Of that top lane for Insomnia, just to make sure nobody gets caught, because you don't want to feed the Cerulege.
Is 3 meter bad? It's too easy to play around in tournaments. You're not going to get much done with it. Oh, look at Cerulege. Obian is also gone again. Or maybe not. Oh, they saved him. Okay. Big decisions made that time.
Which means Insomnia are able to soak up all of those birds.
Isn't Shadow Ball the better moveset? No, it's not.
Coming in from Insomnia. They did group up for those
Chex is better.
And I think Aegis lanes may be getting a little bit too confident in that
more consistent as well.
Fight, because they didn't really have everyone there. They were a little bit scattered.
Hex Clutch has been the better moveset for quite a while now.
Too confident in that central area. They do have to remember Insomnia love to play grouped up as that giant snowball. They love to play together. So
yeah, no, they've played Sludge and Dream Eater. I still remember watching that game live. I still remember it. Oh man, and on remote stadium as well. I watched that game live. Oh, Slime! Yo, Insomnia! It's, I mean, I was about it's time to wake up, but it's not like they can sleep, right? Anyways. But it's still time to wakey. Yo, Insomnia!
At that 100-point mark, looking to shred up this Regieleki, which will be heading towards tier 2 because Insomnia are nowhere in sight.
I have to say, this game is incredibly messy from both teams. We're not seeing these like very crystal clear executed moves. We're seeing a lot of...
Now, watching Team YouTube back in the day, it was glorious, guys. It was such entertainment watching Team YouTube. Their voice comms is something you should write a book about or make a movie about. Their voice comms were crazy, man. Team YouTube had voice comms where they almost threw games with a 500-point lead, yeah. They threw Zapdos 400 points leads almost just because of their voice comms. It's so funny, man. It was so hilarious. I'm sorry. Okay, anyways, Blaziken double KO.
As we have Blaziken being able to pick up 2 KOs, but that Piloswine is going to be able to still get in these dunks in that bottom tier 2 pad.
It was so good.
Getting themselves a 2 KO streak.
Why is he playing this? He can't wait.
But is unsuccessful to the time.
Slime, is he win training? Is he win training?
Actually, Mew getting punished by the Hooper there.
Or is he on a phone? Is he on the bad phone? Can he just not play? Is he play? Oh my god. He's playing terrible builds that don't take IQ because he's playing on the terrible phone at the event. That's why he's playing Pale Dance and Hex Gengar.
It's just the nature
Because
of
those are
Pokemon Unite.
builds that
The game is
require
still
1
very,
IQ.
very close, though,
You just
girls.
press buttons and hope for the best.
differential between Insomnia and Aegis
Oh,
Flames.
that's why he's
Aegis
playing
Flames are the ones that are
Venusaur.
currently behind. If they want to catch up, they just have
He's
to
playing the
score
Boomer
5 points
bits.
somehow, some way. But they're holding on to
He's
too
Alplay,
many
yeah.
points. And, the
He's playing
Mammoth
Boomer
trying to go for
bits,
the
but yeah,
Unite,
it's
trying
looking
to
rough
start
with the
already
start
catching
check
out
still,
that
though.
Blaziken. But I think the team, after realizing it was just the one Pokemon, they just
Oh
scattered.
man.
Yeah, they're going to scatter. They're not going to go and commit. But one
I
thing we can
understand
see on the
now.
mini-map
Now I
is
get
committing
it.
That Cerealedge getting in a 40 dunk. Zunzun is getting chucked and tossed around by this Buzzwole. But Buzzwole ends up getting frozen on
Smack
down.
the eject button.
Zunzun
Oh my god, what a
really
fight.
hard to escape, but there is no escaping the grasp of Mats right there.
Unfortunately
I think
for
he's
Mats,
kinda
he's about to
gone.
get collapsed upon by 4 players. A revenge knockout there from Insomnia. They say, you take out Suicune, we're going to take you back. And the transition immediately into Reggie's Steal.
Just auto-aim Hex and hope for the best. But oh my god, he's whiffing those abilities like crazy.
Going to be helping the team pick up the experience.
Oh my
and
goodness.
that buff as well. Probably discouraging Aegis Flames from wanting to engage for those next couple of minutes, especially with a buff like that. You don't really want to.
So guys, apparently the players on phone are forced to play on phones provided by Pokemon, and they run at 30 FPS or something, or 45, 30. So the Mobile players are currently at a big disadvantage, so is super mad. Understandably, they're super mad.
To go in with that hyperspace hole, but a good response from Insomnia to retreat Sun
Max 45.
and leave that Blaziken to go and deal with that Reggie.
And they play on phones they're not used to either. It's just unreal.
Dunks in, and Uzakazu's now going to take the opportunity to go in and get in 41 points in that top half.
Oh, Met's taking some big damage there from the Blaziken. Unfortunately, just didn't have the distance originally to catch the Blaziken. It's going to fight the wild Pokemon, but I think that was the right move there for the Blaziken. Could have gone for the
If they want players to all play on the same phone, they have to either... They have to find a phone sponsor and then give them the phones for all the qualified World Championship players and send them to the fucking the players 2 months before the tournament even starts or something. I mean, this makes no sense. Such nonsense.
Just going off of what we have, who do you feel is going to have the easier time around the raid pits?
Honestly, it really comes down to anybody's game. It depends on these engages where they decide to position themselves and try and get a catch out. Obviously, we do have these late scalers there. Insomnia looking quite scary with that Gengar hitting that level.
I think Pokemon World Championships don't have sponsors in general. I don't think they don't.
Aegis Flames, well, now they have 2 because
I don't think they get
Charizard
sponsors. They want sponsors for these events.
So, as we mentioned, anything can happen, as we have witnessed so many times in a game of Pokemon Unite. It's really just going to come down to not only these big decisions, but these micro decisions.
Oh, big happy moment here for Aegis Flames. It's just a Regice. No attack buff, no defense buff, especially with the 20 seconds left before we go into that final stretch, folks.
Pokemon fans are rich. I mean, from what I see, what people spend at the Pokemon Center, either people are rich or bad with money. One of the two, so yeah. Doesn't matter, it's a win-win. Pokemon fans either bad with money they're gonna spend, or they're just rich.
Maybe want to go for a quick score here.
Works other way. Just sponsor Pokemon things.
If they do score, it's going to be double points. It's still going to be that instant point score if they want to go for it, but instead they want to prioritize that battle instead. But here's the difficult part here for Aegis Flames. How do they get that perfect
Can Aegis Flames pull off another miracle here in the final stretch? They hit in points again.
They are the ones in the lead for points.
What's happening on bot side? Cerealedge against Gengar. Gengar's off HP.
With Aegis Flames getting that dunk and now taking the
Oh, they're
lead.
fighting. They're hard fighting.
Have decided not to panic just yet.
Cerealedge running after Gengar. Gengar's 1 HP. Gengar's to Unite. Cerealedge Unite.
We do have
The outplays. What is that?
Ends up getting punished, and now this is Insomnia's
Each fight's hard to go for him.
rip the Rayquaza. But the thing is, are they able to get the secure if they are able to rip it in time?
Well, Insomnia certainly can. They've got 2 Pokemon that can go for that secure, but on the side of Aegis Flames, with who's left on their lineup, they can't really out-secure Insomnia unless they knock out those key targets, the Blaziken and that Gengar. Already that Charizard going to be throwing that Blaziken in the air. They know they cannot afford to let him use that overheat. Blaziken is gone. It's going to come down to that Gengar.
It comes on. Mew gets it. Perfect, boy. Is Insomnia still alive? It looks like it.
Aegis Flames, though, wanting to chase down that Suicune.
54 Aegis, 54, 100 from you, I mean, 1 up Aegis. They're gonna drop what goal? There's still a chance. They just need to want 1 score. If they somehow... They're still winnable.
Insomnia may have just saved
It's winnable.
their tournament
It's winnable.
lives if they are able to defend
If
against
Buzzwole somehow scores here.
From Aegis Flames, they still have
Okay, this weapon is too disgusting.
And 2 members of Aegis Flames have now been knocked on out. Hooper is going to go in for a reset.
Okay, we get a third match. Ladies and gents, we get a third match. Let's see what Slime plays next game. Let's see. So third draft, we have a Charizard first pick. What is Slime gonna be this time? They're gonna keep it for last. What if it's Azumarill, Whirlpool, Azumarill? Charizard, Snorlax, Buzzwole.
Pivoting between either Hooper or Psyduck.
Right side, Aegis, Mewtwo, Blaziken, Psyduck. Blissey, Leafeon. That is a scary comp for Aegis Flames. Okay. What is Slime gonna pick now? Is it gonna be Venusaur again? It could be Venusaur again. I could see it. Semi front line. They're missing a bit of front line, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna pick Paladin's Venusaur again. That's going to be... Yep, Paladin's Venusaur. Sure, let's go. Game 3. Okay. I don't know, who am I even rooting for? I always like having more different regions the further tournament goes, so... I also like Insomnia, so I don't know who to root for.
So realizing that down bottom they will have to address
That's already down. Insomnia this time sending everyone top lane. We'll be farming bot side and jungle.
And then we're going to be putting pressure in that bottom lane instead. And unfortunately for a Chansey, there's only so much that you can do in this very strong 3-man rotation.
What? He didn't basic attack the bunny. What was that?
Can get the knockout there, it would be fantastic,
yeah.
But it only would have been onto a Booyan. And with no way to finalize that connection, they won't get that knockout yet.
There's
Ivysaur
now.
A bit of a stalemate situation in that top lane.
I think that's the benefit of Leafeon.
No spoilers of B-Stream? No, it's fine. I'm not going to watch the B-Stream anymore. We can... It's fine for me. We can talk about what happens there. Oh, Blaziken down. But Chansey as well. But Mega Evolution, Mewtwo.
And now it's only Anthrax trying to defend this. Able to grab a berry, but looks like they're just going to have to let this
disgusting
into this top half.
I love this play from Insomnia. Instead of actually just leaving the Venusaur in that bottom lane, they said, okay, we're going to have the Psyduck down there. You can grab that experience. Venusaur can
Bubble Beam.
Venusaur can deal out damage. And they just rolled through that top lane.
The Bubble Beam.
Did that Venusaur score? You got some really good experience as well. And after that, level 6, going to go into the central area. Should be enough to evolve into that Venusaur in just a second. Yeah, after that, sure, things might be going a little bit scary in that top lane. But I mean, Ivysaur not hindered at all, and now a Venusaur with
the Paladin Sword now.
And especially with this early in the game, this is a huge problem for Aegis Flames.
But they get 2 KOs already. Can Venusaur get anyone? Can Slime clutch it? Smack, he's running through the bush for vision. Make sure he doesn't smack the wrong person. Oh, Leafeon is 1 HP, he's running towards Buzzwole. Slime can't get Leafeon. And they get away.
So no KOs for
They'll get away.
Venusaur.
Oh, Slime? Yeah.
Not yet, but this is such an early Venusaur as well. And Aegis Flames, they're going to struggle to deal with this.
I mean, Buzzwole doesn't care.
That actually can stand toe-to-toe with this Pokemon.
Super powers up again. The Giga Drains. Oh, it's the one for one at least. Oh my god, Slime is still alive. How disgusting is Venus?
Even with a Leafeon Unite move to try and knock them
I always say, like, guys, anyone can climb to the highest rank, just play Venusaur with Giga Drain and Paladins.
Being able to clear that top half
just do it. That thing is nonsense for climbing rank as well.
Which is going to be a threat for Aegis Flames, but we can see on the minimap that it's only a Soul Buzzwole up there. Are they going to be able to defend, or are they just going to let this Regieleki walk on through?
I mean, can they really afford to defend it? Because if they just give them
Reject button forward.
That's experience, that's a top lane as
and sneaking those basic attacks, I have to learn this tech.
You go look for experience elsewhere.
I mean, it's not like I play much Mewtwo Y, but yeah. That tech is annoying looking.
I just don't see this team being ready to deal with the Venusaur this big yet.
They're always just
already you're seeing a invade
sneaking more basic attacks.
Has to teleport back home because yeah, you can already
That's plus one video for me, maybe, yeah.
Their central area back, but it does come at a bit of a cost.
I could try.
Lose that Eldegoss, and that's
maybe
some experience there to Mets, but Aegis Flames, it's a tough mid-game. They can come out
have people always been doing this?
Very calculative of how they do this next
I don't remember ever
against
seeing this from
Insomnia.
anyone. It's the first time I actually noticed it. Maybe it's been around for a while. I just never noticed it. Maybe I never paid enough attention. Since release, probably, right?
And now the tables have been turned. Aegis Flames have lost that match, that fight.
Lost that match? Okay, no, they have not lost the match yet.
Just then as well. They tried
Shit.
so hard to melt down S Slime, but the
psychic.
moment you start to see his health hit critical mass, all of a sudden it just goes all
Big
the
scoring,
way
but they can't break the goal
back
yet.
up.
They have no
And
more
level
points.
7 on that Venusaur. There's
You're Insomnia,
only
you have no
so much they
points,
really
by the
do.
way.
You can
I
try
don't know
and
if you
slow
know.
them
Okay,
down, but
you're all at
they're gonna
0.
need some more Unite moves if they want to
Just
try and
running
deal
around
with
and
this
they don't care.
enormous Venusaur. Metz coming in from the sideline. He's hiding in a bush. Maybe gonna try.
They don't care. They just run around as 5. Just hold hands.
There's no Blissey for the team. No sustain. So they really want to fight into this. They don't have the sustain. They do have the Snorlax there with the Yawn
basically got
as well.
erased.
Buzzwole trying to do the best they can to try and catch out a Booyah, but damage is just not there. They have isolated the Venusaur, but the team is nearby. I don't know if they can take it down. It's up to Harpeld as well. All the stuns in the world is not enough to take down the Venusaur.
Insomnia's game plan here is just to stick together. Keep this Venusaur sustained with this shield from this Eldegoss along with the Pollen Puff, but even it's self-sustain as well, and it's pairing so well with the Mewtwo stuns.
No, Charizard's no Schildkrösbinge.
Insomnia, they've been able to secure this Regieleki. There's no tier 2 pad there
Definitely.
anymore. Aegis Flames are aware, only securing themselves a Reg Ice.
But, I mean,
but
it's just
Insomnia,
not about the
I guess
healings.
they're
Giga
just gonna
Drain is
use
just
that
the damage
Regieleki
reduction.
as
Makes it so hard.
they do not want to play too aggressively this time round, even though we have
Makes it so difficult.
so much aggression.
They don't even
so
have the
far.
same levels.
Uh-oh,
Yeah,
down bottom.
but
I
I
think
mean, they're
there
gonna
is
have a
bit of
hard time
chase
killing the
happening.
Venusaur.
Charizard is there, forced to use the Unite
Charizard.
at the 4-minute mark.
Bro,
Will
they
do
look
some
at this
damage,
as well.
but already
Psyduck
down
pops
to
Body Barrier
Harpeld,
Unite.
and already
Eldegoss has
afraid
shields.
of the Venusaur, who's basically
And
taken
Charizard
no
didn't even do damage there.
Unite as well with assist to connect
Oh,
onto the Venusaur,
Slime?
and they just don't
Still
have
alive.
the damage again in the back line. They
That
have
Charizard
lost
that
two
was a weird
That
Unite.
Leafeon goes down, and the Blissey went down earlier as well. Oh my gosh, S Slime.
Cotton Shields,
a
Body Barrier of
road boss
Psyduck.
in this game. And Aegis Flames, they're just not
This comp can work
equipped
in
to
late
deal
game.
with
Which
this
one?
Pokemon yet.
No,
Left side?
Venusaur
I mean,
is super duper scary right now.
difficult
Being at level
against the
13
Venusaur.
has that extra range on that pedal dance. So Aegis Flames, they don't really have the range to deal with it. They need to try and get this Buzzwole to grab
Yeah,
them
Slime can get 15 this
and
game,
just
for sure.
collapse on them. But thing is,
Maybe
they've tried
actually, no, I don't know if he
time
can
and
15.
again, but
14, yeah,
Insomnia, they're
15.
just there for the backup.
Look, they
Well, they have
realize
anti-healing,
this is how
but you
their
can't
lineup
anti-heal
works.
shields.
You just hide behind that
You know?
Venusaur. Because
That
the
doesn't work.
dance radius is enormous. The Venusaur is going to be practically unknockoutable at this point of time. Because, again, we mentioned this earlier on, I believe in the first matchup that we saw that Venusaur thrives in matches where there is no burst
Slime is
damage
all
that
paying
can
all over
knock it out
Brazil.
in one go. And just looking at what Aegis Flames has, they don't have the damage to do that. They actually need to combine 3 Pokemon to get rid of that Venusaur.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
But even then, they don't do enough burst damage in a fraction of a second to get rid of the core Pokemon that basically makes up this draft for Insomnia, which is that Venusaur. So, plan B. What is that plan B? Do they maybe, instead of trying to target the Venusaur, try and get the rest of the team? Try, if possible, ignore the Venusaur, clean up the rest of the team, and come back for the Venusaur? But even if we try to do that, do they
Waiting
have
as
the
long as
damage
possible
to
makes
even do
sense.
that? Like, there are so many problems.
They have a checkmate here, but are they gonna go for it? Is the question.
We'll have to see what these solutions are going to
Are
be
they gonna go for
Aegis
it?
Flames, as we
That might
have
be one of them,
10
Kels.
seconds left to go until Rayquaza spawns. It's currently 123
Looks like
to
it.
320.
Then Aegis Flames have to just burst Ray down. But of course, I mean, Insomnia has 2 choices here. Go score or stop Ray. No, they're all flanking. Ray's already dead. They're gonna just fight for this. Blissey gets it. So what does Insomnia do now? Run to the left side and score? They can still score on the main base. Let's try to get some shields gone.
I believe though Snorlax does not have a shield, but we're getting some counter ducks coming in there from Insomnia.
Buzzwole also.
So I guess it's going to be
Venusaur's still scoring, but Venusaur's gonna be dead for a while.
Insomnia with 523 points.
Oh my god, this is going to be... Snorlax has a shield, that's huge. Blissey has a shield.
To take this game back themselves. There's no shield on the Buzzball.
This will be
there is a shield on that
rough.
Snorlax.
They all have shields
well.
almost.
So does that Blissey. Does Leafeon have the shield? Because what's most important now is who has the shield, who can quick score.
Spectre on Psyduck. Heavy Slam goes in there, break the score. No, they have to score on the main base though. Into the main base. And Leafeon scores! 2-point lead! It's gonna be a close battle message now. Oh no, what is gonna be a...
Well, that 1 minute mark just popped up on the screen. It is
So if anyone scores 20 points now, they guarantee the win. Charizard is still looking.
5-person push down in this bottom path. We can see that
Now Charizard scoring.
trying to make it across to the
They
finish
hit.
line, but one thing they have to get
They get
through is this
Snorlax. They just stop him from going to the base. Psyduck has to chase him. The rest has to go and score.
581 to 523.
Oh.
30 seconds to go. Both teams have all of their Pokemon here ready to defend.
Venusaur and Blaziken have to score.
Who catches out that Blaziken?
Are they gonna try and score? Blaziken scores! It's so little points!
581 to 563. 32
Can anyone
points
score?
are in. They need to score.
There's Psyduck, there's more points on the ground.
10 more points
No,
to
they
go.
can't, they can't, they can't. More points, 2 more
Still
points.
not enough.
They need 6
581
more,
is
6
the
more.
score. Insomnia.
Oh
They don't
my
have
goodness.
points. They don't have Pokemon. Aegis Flames will take the match.
Holy macaroni, what a finishing to that set. Aegis Flames putting up a
Holy,
great
they're gonna see in a second, they're gonna have pop-off.
Credits to Insomnia.
No, show the
not
pop-off.
giving it
There it
up
is.
and giving it their all, and you can see Aegis Flames
Aye,
celebrating.
Insomnia's out. Top 16.
581 to 575
With this,
in the
ACL
end.
winners are out and the Japanese regional winners are both out
Why are they not celebrating?
of the Unite World Championship.
They don't know how small that gap was. But the defense from
Brazil
Aegis
moves
Flames,
on.
the happiness surf as well.
Unreal.
Celebrating with the
What a
team.
finish as well.
A
Oh my
much-deserved
god, man.
Victory